Right, music.
So, Centre Stage podcast number 4.
Number 4.
Welcome, Richard Halma.
Nice to have another Rich on the show.
Oh God, not another one. At least he's taller than you.
Oh, there is it, mate. If he had hair, he might be ginger.
Constantly having to adjust mic stands.
So how are you doing, Mitch? You alright?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty
yeah?
good. Keeping busy.
Yeah?
Nice.
You know, one day after the next.
So how's the music life? How is the music life going? You've been doing many gigs?
Doing a few gigs here and there. But you know what it's like, just to get paid, you have to go out and play a lot of other stuff, which is why I'm looking forward to Centre Stage.
Yeah, man.
Doing some original stuff.
That's the whole point about it. Because I know you go to a lot of the open mics as well.
Yeah.
You're quite a regular on the circuit. And you do something with Claire Coupland, is it?
Yeah, I
Claire
go with
Coupland?
Claire.
Claire.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
I got a text off Claire once meant for you.
Oh, that sounds about right, yeah.
Sorry.
That sounds just like Claire. But yeah, I do quite a bit with Claire. We played Castleford Tigers the other week.
Did you? Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Did the entry as they come in the gates and then went and played the hospitality.
Oh,
fucking
fabulous.
great.
Got halfway through the first song, got told to shut up because they were presenting the Man of the Match award.
I'd have just told the fuck off and carried on.
You work it into your song. I can just sing his name. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Sing it. So we have got some rough guide of questions, but you know it's just whatever. I'll probably end up not talking about the actual questions.
Oh yeah, I know.
See how it fucking goes.
It's a room full of musicians. You end up blathering on about.
Exactly.
Well, exactly. Well, you had to sit there and listen to Mal witter on for the last half hour. No, I'm only joking. Sorry, Mal.
Yeah, Mal, come on.
No, that was great. So you get an idea of what it's all about. So it can just go into anything and transcend here and go there.
We like to start at the start.
Person has to edit it.
We like to. No, we're not doing it. We're not editing anything.
Oh, cool.
It's just everything's going in.
This could be dangerous. Then.
Unless there is something where we specifically say, yeah, we'll edit that bit out.
Even then, we're not going to do that.
No.
I won't let him.
Unless John C-word does.
Yeah. But so we like to start at the start. So how old were you when you got into music first, or your first memory of music, or your first memory of a song?
My first memory was, oh God, it's horrible to be honest.
That don't matter.
It was Wild Boys by Duran Duran.
Well,
what a great song.
For some reason, I was just obsessed with that, especially the video where the thing came out and bit him as he was going around in the windmill and all that stuff. But yeah, something about that
windmill,
song.
Yeah, I forgot about the windmill.
Yeah, something about that song caught my imagination. But I also have really fond memories around that time of listening to the Beatles, doing rock and roll classics. I mean, I still do Long Tall Sally to this day because of the Beatles version.
Yeah, the Beatles are great. Yeah, I think it's amazing how many. Doesn't matter how old the person you speak to is. Like most people have the Beatles somewhere in there.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, like somewhere in there, you know, or like a band who are inspired by the Beatles, or
they've just got this longevity about them, haven't they? You know, I think they're going to be you know, in 50 years' time, people will still talk about the Beatles.
I think what Beatles added to the mystique, I think anyway, is the fact that they obviously got famous doing popular kind of like old rockabilly stuff, almost like not rockabilly, like rock and roll stuff, and then that's what they got famous for. And then at one point they were just like, fuck this, we're gonna do what we want. You know, they just were like, yeah, we're just gonna do what we want. And then they kind of added to their like myth because they just were like, no, we don't want to be part of the pop world. We're gonna go away and record the White.
What a lot of people forget as well is it was a really good marketing scheme.
Oh,
the way they were put together, the way they were packaged, it was brilliant.
They were great,
for that time, they just captured a moment.
They wrote great songs.
They wrote great songs.
Such great
Absolutely
songs.
Brilliant songs.
Such great songs. Yeah.
So what's edit that out? What's your best? What's the best era you think?
Oh, see, it's impossible to call.
You don't have a favourite or anything like that?
Well, obviously, as a young kid, you would listen to what your parents listened to. So listen to a lot of 60s stuff. Listen to a lot of Beatles stuff and a bit of Stones and all that sort of stuff. I kind of dug into their influences. Listened to a lot of blues. Obviously, everybody spots the blues influence.
A little bit.
But then, I dug further back. Went through some of the Congress recordings, the field recordings, and listened to some of the really early blues stuff recorded in the fields.
Yeah.
And then sort of found guys like Ali Farka Touré from West Africa, and they're doing the same. It sounds like John Lee Hooker, but it's not even a guitar he's playing.
Oh, okay.
You realise that this all kind of stems from something in the same place. I started playing the blues by accident.
Oh, okay.
The notes sounded right.
Yeah. So good for you. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen Bobby McFerrin playing an audience.
No.
He starts humming a tune, jumps to his left, hums the next note, jumps to his left, hums the next note, then jumps to his left, and the audience sing it for him.
Okay.
Because that pentatonic
they know that scale like
comes so naturally to everybody.
Like intrinsic to your being, you just know what that next note's going to be.
Yeah.
So you know, like it's when you go. What's the dude you like? You did Graceland. His name I always forget. Paul Simon.
Just for video purposes, our chief editor Katrina Webb, the amazing Katrina Webb, is behind the camera there.
Yeah. Say hi, Katrina.
No, that's why I'm behind the camera.
It would have been quicker to say hi. Paul Simon did Graceland, you know, and like all those African influences.
Yeah.
But it still sounded like Paul Simon, but he just had this different like soundscape around him. But it was still, and I love that you can, like you said, go to West Africa and you can still have that feel, you know. Like, the great thing about music, it doesn't really matter.
Sometimes it's slightly different scales, slightly different tunings, but there's always certain feels to it. I mean, if you listen to Indian music, you can hear a lot of the same things happening.
Well, if you go back to the Beatles, you know, with what they did, you just went to India, you know, and just wrote. But they've got that influence, but it still sounds like John Lennon and Paul McCartney singing, and it sounds like a Beatles song, but you just have these odd instruments you've not heard before, you know, and you're like, what is that? But it still sounds like the Beatles. They've still got like I said, slightly different scales they may use or whatever, but like it still has that feel, which is amazing to me.
I mean, a lot of really great music is breaking new ground, and sometimes to do that, it's just mishmashing styles together.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And that's what breaks that new ground.
I think everybody's influenced by somebody at some point in their life. I mean, look at Oasis. They pretty much stole every single one of their riffs from somebody else. Or the main majority of their riffs was stolen.
They were all from the Beatles, but we all know it was mainly T-Rex.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well,
that's right. That's right. I really love your time. It's like it's funny you saying about your like parents, because you know, my mum had a massive influence on, because she had such an eclectic taste. You know, she'd stick on like Black Sabbath followed by the Osmonds. She was a massive Osmonds fan. Like, you know, and I love the Osmonds because of it. Like, everyone's like, you know the Osmonds? Like, yeah, I love the Osmonds. They're like great pop tunes, man. I'm a big pop fan as well. I love all music. Like, not all music. Don't really get trap. But
yeah, I've started to be going out and getting more gigs. Most gigs nowadays, you're playing covers to actually get paid. If you want to make some money going out, like
if you kind of really want to make money, that's...
I do make a point every time I play Right Said Fred. I make a point. I really do love every tune I play when I play it live. I make sure I love it, and some of them are pop songs. Stuff like Madonna and Right Said Fred. It's not what you'd expect a blues guy to like, but great music's great music.
That's the beauty of it. You pick the songs that you want to cover, and it's kind of like you put your own little twist on it, and people aren't expecting it. Well, so a little bit like what me and Rich do when we pick our cover songs. You know, it's kind of really out of the box. Like there's one I think you do a Cypress Hill. Shout out to Cypress Hill. But your sly in hits from the bong in there somewhere, but it's good. If you didn't know the song,
so you've got to pick your audience on that one.
Do you do that with the Billy Rose Peaches?
I just chuck it in between the two verses. Chuck in one verse of Cypress Hill.
Yeah, that was awesome. I remember seeing you do that here, in fact. And I was like,
it was here. That was the first time I'd seen you do that.
It's funny. Son of a Preacher Man is one of the songs I actually sing rather than shouting in tune. So. It kind of works quite well.
Yeah, it's interesting because I find that if you admit you like pop music, right? People fucking like pop music. Then, like, if I go to a gig where people are like into like, guitar music that I'm playing, and then I play Venga Boys, I do boom 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 boom. People go fucking wild for it. So the same people are like, some people are like, oh, you like pop music, and then I play a pop song, they're like, oh, it's a fucking great tune. I'm like, yeah, you fucking mind. Like, music is music.
Because they're probably 10 pints to the top.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The first one I noticed it with was Barbie Girl.
Oh, Barbie Girl, yeah.
I've
done Barbie Girl a few times, yeah. People go like, oh, you do Barbie Girl. Yeah, and then you play it and they're like, oh, that's really good, huh?
Every guy in the room joins in with, come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, we've kind of touched on it a little bit, but, like, I guess because of the way the music you play, like the blues you play, your influences, are they steeped in blues, or are they or do you just kind of like put your...
I always followed everyone's influences, and there's certain points where I feel like I'm trying to sound a bit like Hendrix, but I know his influences were stolen from the blues guys.
Yeah, of course, yeah. There's all stuff.
I don't know, it's just sort of kind of so deep rooted. I end up going back to them and trying to put their spin on all sorts. But that's kind of why I like playing the pop tunes as well. You pick up different words. And for years, I didn't know what a major key was.
Oh, yeah. Honest. Everything in the blues scale, man.
Yeah.
You know, it is interesting how you can get rooted in and just kind of focused on the style you want to do.
I did always say,
sometimes
as,
it's good to get
as a youngster, I always argued that the greatest guitar player in the world was probably some kid sat in his bedroom and just couldn't really face going out.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing those kids on YouTube.
On YouTube,
there are some amazing guys.
You ever seen that Russian dude who does the like Eminem covers?
Alexander.
I
don't know how it's pronounced, but it's either Miscu. It's Misku.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm happy to keep letting you try because it's funny.
Moving on.
Alexander.
Sorry, he does all the tapping, a bit like John Gomez. Shout out to John Gomez as well.
Is he guitarist?
Yeah, he's guitarist, but he uses this guitar as like a full sort of band sort of thing. And he does the rapping as well. He does some Eminem. He does.
Yeah, so he's got like I'm Slim Shady. So he's got bam 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 bam,
and all the beats and everything, like harmonics and. Doing sort of like twisting the machine heads mid-song to do the key. And
like some of the techniques.
He just sat in his bedroom, you know. It's crazy. I mean, he's probably famous now, but like, you know, he started, like you said, just sat in his bedroom.
He's not just sat in his bedroom, he's practiced.
Oh, for sure.
He sat in his bedroom, he's practiced, and he wasn't interested in girls when he was 16, 17. Every guitarist that is as amazing as that, pretty much every one of them will say they weren't interested in going out and trying to get all the girls, they were interested in staying in the bedroom, practicing the guitar where all the mates were going out.
I thought learning to play the guitar would actually get me the girls. I mean, I was completely wrong. But that was the idea, and
I find it worked.
You found it worked?
I find it worked, yeah.
Maybe for some.
No, it was your confidence, man.
Well, quite possibly, yeah. That could be it. I wasn't that confident, but yeah, maybe. But what was I going to say? So I was going to say something more interesting than that. What was I going to ask you? I've just forgotten what it was. That's what I was. What age were you when you started to like write your own songs?
I started writing songs when I was 8.
8.
Oh wow! What, on the guitar? Or?
No, I didn't start. I played the guitar a little bit when I was 12. I kind of learned Stand By Me and the melody to Strawberry Fields Forever, and then went back to playing football because I was a really sporty kid. But at 8, I wrote a protest. I'm a Sunderland fan, so when I say I like football,
tough times.
It's a bit of a loose statement.
Tough times. Tough times. Hey, you're on Netflix. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, quite. So
sorry, you're right. So you're right.
I wrote a protest song at 8.
8?
Yeah.
Were you protesting?
We formed a little rap group and we were protesting.
Amazing.
They banned balls in the playground. We're not having this.
That's
so we wrote a little protest song.
I love that.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
Is there any evidence of it anywhere online?
Maybe off mic.
I want to hear it on mic. I'm going to get you to record that at some point. That sounds amazing. I think I wrote my first song with a couple of like neighbours when I was like 8 or 9. It was like, I think I was playing drums, but it was like an overturned pot and pan. And it was like, it was terrible. I mean, it was about school, and it was just like, I remember it. I could sing it. I reckon I could do a cover of my.
It's weird how you remember those.
But you start starting that process, right?
But I started writing. I remember writing one epic song about a Channel 4 show called Comics. I think it was a 2-parter.
I think I remember that.
Never been able to find it since. I've been on all Pirate Bay and all the dodgy websites. Cannot find it anywhere. But I just remember really loving it, and there was one moment in it which inspired a song. But I didn't know how to put it to music. And I was writing a few of these, and I was playing with a guitarist who was a novice, so he didn't really know how to put it to music. So I started learning Beatles songs and then picking out the chords and writing my own.
I think a lot of guitarists, not most, but a lot of guitarists do tend to learn covers first.
Oh yeah.
If you look at Keith Richards,
just to learn the chords.
All he did
just learn how to play.
Keith Richards was learning. I read in his autobiography.
Unfortunately, most musicians, the first thing they learn is 3 blind mice.
On the recorder.
Yeah. You get taught this sort of crap at the school, and it puts most people off actually learning to play an instrument. And when if you think you give a kid a trumpet or a trombone, you start to teach them that. When you think of all the stuff you could be teaching that a trumpet and a trombone can do.
Yeah, when in life are you ever going to get in a situation where you're going to need 3 blind mice to get you out of it?
I was really lucky that when I was growing up, I was in like a Scout marching band, so I got to play bugle. So I learned bugle, and then like my uncle took over the band, and then he got like trumpets and euphoniums and baritones. So I played all 3 of those. Well, I wasn't very good. I could do the songs, but couldn't read music or anything. So I had that like some extra in what school gave me. Because school, like you said, was just sitting in a room playing a crap song on a recorder, and it sounded awful because no one could play it, But I got really lucky having that, and I played the violin, but I was just really bad at it.
Yeah, I came top of the year. I think they call it year 9. I don't know how they do years nowadays.
Third year of secondary school.
Third year of secondary school.
Yeah, year 9.
I came top of the year in the music exam.
Nice.
Got given our options, and I said to the music teacher, "Teach me to play guitar, and I'll do the GCSE." And I said, "Oh, we don't teach guitar. Violin, cello, trumpet." It's like I can't even make a noise out of a trumpet.
I don't want those things.
I don't want them. I want the guitar.
Yeah, there's a girl that I teach guitar, Summer Shout to Summer, and she can't play guitar at her school because they don't have a guitar. I'm like, just take her own guitar, and they're like, she's like, "Oh, not allowed." I'm like, what? Just let them bring your own guitar. What is it? I don't understand it. If someone wants to play the guitar, I'll let them play the guitar.
I don't remember playing the violin at primary school, but that got taken off me because I'd seen Bugsy Malone too much.
That's amazing. So, obviously, you said you've been doing like lots of a few gigs, but overall, what's your like favourite, most notable gig you've ever done?
Well, I was thinking about this, and there was a band I was with when I was 19. I joined a covers band, and it turned out they were all early 30s. Or mid-20s, a couple of them. And they're all a lot older, a lot more experienced than me, but after a few rehearsals, they decided to start doing my material. We ended up doing some showcase gigs with all original material.
Nice.
And the one that stands out is the one where we played to One Man and His Dog. And we were awesome, absolutely brilliant. One of the only bands to actually get paid on the bill that night. And it was
brilliant.
By, Philadelphia. Is it
Adelphi? Is it the new? No, or the older days? Is it the new Adelphi or the?
Oh, well, it was back in there, so I don't know which one the new.
No,
it was the new Adelphi at the time, but it's probably been newer.
Because we're playing at the new Adelphi on the 7th with a band called Ramble Gamble. Shout out again to Ramble Gamble. And obviously, I think it's the same one because I thought there was just the Hull Adelphi. So I don't know if the new Adelphi is a different venue or the same venue, but it's just changed name.
I'm guessing it'll be the same venue. I'm hoping it's the same guy still running it, because I haven't seen him in a long time. A guy called Paul Jackson. I remember him applauding at a specific point in the set. You have one of those songs where you're trying to get the audience to applaud, even though it's not quite over yet. You just got that little bit where, and you just wait for the audience to clap. And I remember we had two of our own crowd in the audience who knew the song, so they didn't start clapping. So I remember him clapping. It was just a big moment. It was
nice. You get applauded for your own song. Yeah. Like we said to Mal earlier, even if you've got an audience of 50, only one person gives a shit. Like you've done your job if that one person gives a shit. So you only need to get that buzz you get from music. You only need one person to love what you're doing. You don't need a Glastonbury-sized crowd to be like, this is amazing. It's like just having someone who's like, you're
spark excitement in one person.
And that can explode into, because that one person is probably going to go away and tell their friends, and then their friends are going to check you out if you've got anything on like Spotify. Have you got anything on Spotify by any chance?
Oh no, I haven't. I'll be honest, I don't know all this digital type.
What you need to
I'm
do
going to
is
sound like a very old man, because I'm actually quite good at technology. I just don't know how to go about.
It's quite easy, but it's cost a little bit, not much money. But
and the other problem I have is I always forget to press record. some of the best stuff.
Do you record your own stuff then?
I've got a little bit of a setup at home. I've just got a mixing desk and a PA system that can run straight into the laptop and stuff. I just don't hit record. Don't set it up enough.
Well, if you ever want to come and record, you can come to our studio.
That's something I was going to talk to you guys about.
Yeah, we'll sort it out.
Obviously,
we'll sort it out, mate. So that was, how old were you on that gig? Which is notable. Like, how old were you at that point? Did you say they were?
I was about 19 at that point.
Yeah.
And
so you had like a good collection of songs by then. They were.
Oh yeah.
So had you always gone? Had you like leaned into blues then, or were you?
Back the song I was thinking of in particular was a bit of a Radiohead type. All over the place.
My favourite band.
A lot of bands over the years, I've got into the band, enjoyed them, and thought, can I write a song like that? Written a song like that, and then got bored of them, moved on to the next band. Just, but it's not that I get bored of the bands. I still appreciate the music. It's just I never really get stuck on one band. I just like to see if I can do what they do.
Yeah, okay.
And so I did that with Radiohead a lot as a kid.
Oh yeah.
So many different type of Radiohead songs you can do.
Fuck yeah.
And everybody wanted to write something like Paranoid Android.
Everyone, yeah, it's a dream, right?
I think I think when that first came out, it was just like, okay, that's how the hell can you go from that section into that section, but it works.
And if I could resurrect that song with just the 5-piece band that we had, I'd be very happy man nowadays.
I think there's a couple of times where I've been like, well, this is going to be my Paranoid Android song, and it's all shit.
Yeah.
It was always shit. There's never really like decent hook to get into the second part. It's just nonsense. Just like, and now we're going to go to A minor. Why? Because we have to change it because it's the second part of the song.
And
so you were doing that at 19?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's cool.
Well, yeah. I mean,
so then, how did you get from doing like trying to be like Tom York to writing like to lean into the blues so heavily? Because obviously we know you as a blues musician.
Well, yeah. I mean, the blues thing. Somebody told me I was playing the blues already.
Oh yeah, okay, right. Yeah,
but I mean, that was before then, because I was writing all sorts of stuff, and I still do write all sorts of. I mean, I'll sit there and write little classical pieces that'll never get played live, just me fiddling with the guitar.
Yeah.
Almost like warm-up pieces for me.
Yeah.
And what was the question again?
The question was, how did you get from playing, or like trying to be a Tom York, little mini Tom York, into doing blues?
Well, the whole...
It seemed like an obvious jump to me.
I mean, for a long time it was hair down to my backside, flowery shirts, flared jeans.
You had the long hair?
Oh, yeah.
What made you get it cut off then?
Well, I used to do it about every 6 years anyway. And I think it was just particularly warm on Sunday. Like it was particularly warm on Monday.
So you got pissed off one day, it pissed you off so much you just thought, fuck this, I'm shaving the...
Yeah. The thing is, back then I didn't have clippers.
I was very close then. Sorry, I was very close to dropping the C-bomb.
I did it all with my Gillette Mach 3 back then as well.
Oh, nice. So also, we haven't got to the question, how did you get into playing blues? It's the question I want answered.
Well, somebody showed me C-Stick Steve, and so I mean, I was already playing bluesy type stuff and writing sort of bluesy, funky type stuff, but all just me and the acoustic by that point. So I was kind of locked away on my own at that point. I just want to point out, not at Her Majesty's pleasure. The synonyms did sound a little bit dodgy. But yeah, I got introduced to C-Stick Steve, and I sort of saw what he was doing with the slide, and I sort of learned open D tuning, and I learned open G tuning, and I've kind of, by this point, a lot of the guitar to me is maths, and it kind of comes very easily, so I knew how to transpose from an ordinary tuning into that. And I kind of worked out all your standard blues scales and realised I was writing blues songs with a slide. And
okay, cool. So you just kind of fell into it by watching C-Stick Steve and just going, I'm pretty much doing that anyway. So
well, I mean, like I say, I kind of deliberately try and rip off guys just to see, can I do that? Some of those songs stick around because they actually end up being pretty good songs, and sometimes it's just like, I could do that. Move on to the next one.
Yeah, sure. So it's like trying to challenge yourself.
I challenged myself at that point to see if I could play slide, and everybody else seems to be having difficulty, and I didn't understand why.
Yeah,
I love the different tunings though. So what's like a standard blues sort of tuning then? Would you say?
For me, I like open D, but open G seems to be quite versatile.
So what's open D then?
It'd be D A D F sharp A D.
D A D F sharp A D.
Yeah.
He's going to be like
his
next three songs.
So a lot of people go with Dadgad, which is a decent
Dadgad, yeah, we've got a song in Dadgad. Again, that's just me spending lockdown like just pissing about and ended up finding it.
I've never really tried it enough.
I didn't play anything any tune.
What I have tried is Dad Fad, which is D minor, and played a little bit in that. Because a lot of the time with open G and open D, when you're playing in a minor key, you've always got one. You're always in a major note, so you have to you find little ways of
getting around the anomaly, as it were. If you're talking about maths,
yeah.
So that being in mind, I'm assuming that if you were stuck on a desert island with someone musician-wise, you'd want someone who's going to challenge you.
Ariana Grande, definitely.
Not to,
oh, sorry.
He's on fire.
Challenge you musically, not sexually.
He's not smooth tonight. He's getting these questions tonight.
I think you'd be able pretty soon. No, so musically, I assume you would want someone who's going to, be difficult to learn.
Honestly, another question I did give actually a lot of thought to. The thing about musicians is, and I mean no disrespect, guys,
Sorry.
Generally, they're assholes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not sure
they have a huge ego and chip on the shoulder. Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I am describing myself.
Oh,
so.
well, yeah. Sorry.
But
I wouldn't have said that.
If I was to spend just time stuck on a desert island with one guy, it'd be Frank Zappa.
Okay, cool.
By a country mark, you would never get bored. You would always be trying to do something new, and you'd learn to bloody play.
Nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, Frank Zappa's a good answer, man. Had some good answers for that. That's
brilliant answers. Yeah. It's good question.
If I think about it, I just go, oh yeah, well done, mate. But yeah,
there's one guy I've not been able to copy.
Frank Zappa is I don't really know much of his music, but like what I have heard, I'm just like, Jesus, that dude's good.
It's so versatile.
He just knows what he knows.
He's more versatile than Paul McCartney, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, Paul McCartney. Did you see him at Glastonbury like the other day?
No.
He was good.
I actually.
He was really good.
I mean, for an 80-year-old to go through what he did about 3 hours or something.
Enough credit. He
does not.
He'd got a lot more credit if he'd died younger. Which is another controversial sort of thing to say.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think he's universally loved though. Like, no one's going to be angry at him.
Well, it's the only one that can pull off a 15-20 minute version of Hey Jude every time he fucking plays it. But other than that, you know,
is there another version of Hey Jude that isn't 15 minutes? I mean, some songs get overplayed.
They sometimes do.
Yes. It's kind of like your Wonderwalls of the open mic world, you know.
The trick is trying to remember the first time you heard Wonderwall and thought, oh, that's a great tune.
I remember, I listened. I heard the first songs.
I think
off
it's a
that
good tune.
album.
I don't think it's a bad tune.
No, it's a great tune.
It's just been overplayed.
I just think people do bad
One of
versions
my
because it's easy.
favourite tunes of all time is The Last, There She Goes.
Oh, great tune.
I struggle to listen to it.
Great band.
Because I've heard it so many times.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the same with like Creep or Radiohead. I mean, it's a goddamn amazing song.
Yeah.
Like, it's got so, I'm sure Radio was sick of it. They dropped it out of their dropped out of their set, and understandably so. But like, it is a great tune. But I can't hear the Bastard song. Like, I think a friend of ours, our own name, does a cover. Every time he does it, I'm just like, go. I can't hear. And if I can't hear Radiohead sing, I don't want to hear someone do it badly. You know what I mean? I wouldn't pay to see Oasis do Wonderwall, so why would I want to watch someone who's just got a guitar do it? You know, that's my thing.
Well, that's kind of my theory about generally going out and doing covers. If you're going out to see live music, why do you want to see somebody pretending to be somebody else?
Mate, I couldn't agree more.
So, I mean, sometimes the tribute bands I can sort of understand. It's like cheaper than going to see the live thing. Some of them are brilliant.
Yeah, sure, I get that.
Yeah, there are some people that do it well. But again, you know, it's covers. They're all right to do. But
it feels like
much
a lot of the
originals.
time. I mean, I don't want to use the word cheap, but people they like to be influenced and sort of they like to know they're getting into something that's going to be popular.
That's very true as well. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, like that's why the music you get that is, you know, popular or whatever sounds so similar because they've handcrafted it that way. You know, like the popular music on Radio 1 or whatever on MTV, it's there because there's someone in an office in a suit somewhere who's gone, that's selling a lot, let's make more music like that. You know,
it used to be that the executives would see the kids are getting excited about this, let's sign them up. But then they started hiring people to say, no, the kids are getting excited, but we've got better taste, we know better.
It's like the tribute bands. A few months ago I saw a tribute band, I'm not going to name them, I'm not going to name where it was, but first and foremost, they didn't even look like the band they were supposed to be the tribute of, and they were even using a picture of their first album on the van that they were travelling in. And the worst bit of all was they didn't even sound like them. They were just like, I just didn't see the point.
Were just playing
now there are some tribute bands that look and sound exact. You know, for example, going back to Beatles, I've seen the bootleg Beatles. They're probably one of the best tribute bands I've ever seen.
I saw them on my stag do in Liverpool in the Cavern Club. The bootleg Beatles, and they were fucking amazing.
But again, it's so easy to be a tribute band because the songs are already pretty written. You know, it's not like it's a completely different.
It's
thing,
like
because there's no sort of personality because they're trying to imitate somebody that's already done it before. Whereas, like, you know, obviously with Centre Stage, it's all about not imitating, being yourself.
The whole point of the art, I always feel, is trying to express something of yourself. You've got a little bit, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it soul. I don't know what it is. But we've all got something that we want to get out.
Yeah. So we've kind of skirted around it a little bit, pretty much all interview. But the thing that gets me, the seems that's probably pissing you off, it's pissing me off as well, is that how can we get a scene around here where the artists who are writing their own music actually get fairly compensated to do so, and get the place to do so, a safe space to be able to go and play originals and not have to be like, we'll only pay you if you do a few covers, you know? Like, if you've got any ideas that we can maybe use, or anything you want to say on
that we can pinch, basically, you know.
There's a lot of interesting aspects to it, and unfortunately, it's not an easy solution.
It really isn't an easy solution. No. We don't know.
I know what everything goes back to globally. Education. If you could teach people to think for themselves, to actually start having their own thoughts, people will start thinking, okay, let's see what the new stuff is, what's interesting. If they can actually think, look at the new stuff. But people are almost scared of hearing something new. They want to be with their mates singing Sweet Caroline.
Specifically about the local area that we're in, like, what can we do as like artists? What can we do? How can we band together to try and stop this incessant mafia style thing of you must play covers and we're the only ones who can book you? Like, what's that fucking bullshit about?
You put in a platform for original music, exposure of original music. There might be some people see this podcast, there might be some people that come down that actually, when you're in the room and you hear live music and original music and you can hear people getting excited about something you've never heard before. That's how to draw.
So I think it's obviously creating the vibe in here first, then maybe, and then hopefully that vibe gets talked about. You can see it online. That's the whole point about the YouTube videos. We do record that everybody's set.
Well, and there is another side to it. I mean, you sort of mentioned the covers mafia. Saying,
you know who you are.
But there are so many venues where, you'd expect. I'm walking in there and just playing covers all night, and I will play my own material. I'll turn around and say to the audience, "Do you want to hear something original?" And they want to.
I've never heard anyone say no. I've never heard anyone say no. Everyone's like, that'd be amazing. Why aren't you doing already? I'm like, well, because we got told we have to do covers. And they're like, play your own shit.
The audience wants it, but people assume they're dumbed down, and that dumbs them down even more when you don't actually provide them with something interesting. How do you know if they like it or not?
I think I'm just going to tell a story about Moonmoth.
Yeah, we saw a band the other week. Shout out to Moonmoth, definitely. We played with Ramble Gamble. Shout out to Ramble Gamble again. And there was this lass and lad on, and the lass sung and played the sax, and the guy played acoustic. Moonmoth music, they're from Stillingfleet, yeah. And basically they had a full list of covers to play, and Rich was just like barraging them, do originals. So they did a cover, and then they says, right, we've been asked to do an original, and Rich was like, yeah. Anyway, they did this original, and it went down an absolute storm. So they changed the set, and they pretty much did the whole set all originals, because the crowd were just loving it. And then they finished off with a cover or two.
A couple of covers, but yeah.
Just that point, they changed it all. They'd been rehearsing all these covers, and the last minute they changed it round, did originals, and it worked.
All they needed was just a push, like a bit of support, you know. And they were like, "Thank you for your support." Right? They'd be daft. Like, I want to hear you play this shit.
It is a confidence factor.
100%. Yeah.
I know some people out there that have got some good songs ready to go. They're not ready. They're not even ready to
get them over to centre stage. Not to play, just get them over to come and check it all out, see what it's all about first.
Another thing we've been talking about a lot in the last few podcasts and between us and Crescent is creating like a safe space where you don't feel like there's no pressure to do anything. Like
the only thing people here to see you,
and you get those gigs where, like you said, you walk in, you go, I'm definitely doing covers, and like those exist and they will exist, and that's fine. But like we don't want that. Like we want the places to go where you can play originals. You know?
Well, I mean, another side of it is some of the artists have got to be braver. Some of the artists, they're moving away. They're moving slowly away from doing anything original to doing entirely covers. To basically, I'll put the guitar down for a bit with a backing track now. So basically, they're slowly turning themselves into karaoke. But they might as well not hire a musician.
I wouldn't mind a backing track if it was a backing track made by the artist.
Yeah, they'd have recorded
this backing track, and
we know there are some guys out there that put a lot of effort into doing those backing tracks.
Oh, for sure.
I know some guys that have done hundreds of backing tracks.
It is an interesting question, and there's lots of moving parts. But like for us, it's just a matter of how can we
just filtering it down.
Because like this again, I've said it before, and we said it in the last podcast with Mal as well. Like, there's so many talented people. Like we see people.
There must be so.
We see people at open mics when we used to go, And we used to see like yourself, Eve, up like that, do originals, and they would do some covers. And we like, me and Dodgy would be like, why the fuck are they doing covers? And then we found out like slowly, because we weren't really part of this scene. We've always gone outside of Selby because no one wants originals.
Well, sometimes it's just travelling.
Yeah, but
especially with bus strikes.
Well, sure. But what I'm saying is that like when we were there, we're like, well, why are these guys who've got really good original music they've written? And then we slowly kind of like start to hear stories and work out what was going on. Like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, we want to put something on where people can just play half an hour, 40 minutes originals. And we don't care. We would never say do a. If we want to do a stick a cover in, all right, fine. But like, we want to encourage people to do their own music. So what we're trying to do is find if there's other ways around what we're doing here that we can branch out. And if you've got any, obviously you don't have to tell us right now, but send us an email or whatever.
Or if you know anybody that's kind of like even the ones kind of just bubbling under the surface, that
someone to come play,
that don't feel quite comfortable, that they're not comfortable in coming out and doing this sort of thing. Get them to come and check out as a member of the audience and feel the vibe that everybody's that it is. Because after the first one, I don't know if you were here when we were interviewing Mal. I was saying the first one we kind of had to adjust it at the last minute because one of the bands had to drop out because of one of the lads fell ill, COVID I think it was, and then obviously we had to adjust it all, but it still turned into an unbelievably great night.
Yeah, it was really good.
I know you had a gig at the Owl, didn't you?
I managed to get back just in time for you starting to pack up.
Just pretty typical. But we're going to be a bit more slicker next time. We're going to start on time. We didn't really start on time before, simply because one band had dropped out and two other people had adjusted their sets to make it an hour. But this time we're going to be a lot slicker.
The last minute panic sometimes are what make a gig really special.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it was a great night. Again,
it's just about audience-wise, we couldn't have asked for anything better. We could have been better with timings in between, but again, we're learning from it.
It's the audience's response and trying to get that.
As you said, that energy.
Yeah, that energy, that buzz for.
Because that is essentially what will remind people what music's about.
I agree with you more. Yeah,
there's nothing better than playing a song and getting a full round of applause off everybody. That kind of like buzz. It's just like
For a long time, music's become a sport for marketing people.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Whereas now, I don't know, people want that art form back.
Yeah,
people need, especially at tough times like this, people need those acts.
Yeah, and I think there's people like there are like you said again, there are people that are probably hidden away thinking, I'm not going to be able to go out and do it. And we encourage all of you just to come out, watch.
Check out the videos online. There's a centre stage group page which will be coming across the bottom right now. Thanks, Katrina. Hopefully. And there is also a centre stage YouTube channel where basically every video that we edit is going up on there. So
and on that note, where can we find you?
I actually done a main name yesterday.
www. Is that what's on there?
richardhalmamusic.co.uk.
Check it out, guys.
richardhalmamusic.co.uk. Obviously, my camera can't see this, but that one's
in front of the Maltesers.
That was brilliant. Have you got any content to go on it yet?
And obviously, Richard Halma Music on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
We should be able to put a link and some more links across the bottom with all this information on.
Have you got any recorded original stuff anywhere?
There's some stuff on SoundCloud, some stuff on Reverb Nation.
Are you just on the Richards?
I'll be honest, nothing I'm very happy with, but some of it got played on radio. So
happy days. That's all right. Which radio?
I got played on BBC Introducing a couple of times.
What, York and North Yorkshire?
Yeah.
We've been on it a few times, yeah.
And what was it, Riff Radio in Minnesota?
Riff? Oh, nice.
Which is why I get away with claiming I'm internationally renowned.
Why not? I think you've got one of the tunes we produced for a played in Australia, and I was going around telling everyone I was an international producer.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one track of the week or something like that? The one in Australia, she got track of the week on this.
So excellent. So we can find you all these places. And what gigs you got coming up?
I've got a Jolly Sailor in Carewood coming up on Sunday, about 5 o'clock start, I think. Yeah.
What's the date if you're watching this?
Sunday 31st of July.
31st of July. This
Sunday. What time are you on?
5 o'clock start.
5 o'clock start. It's a nice pub. Get down there.
Yeah, Jolly Sailor, lovely landlady.
I've also got
shout out to Kathy.
Yeah, shout out Kathy.
Starting at 11 o'clock on Saturday, I'm playing a Stoma Awareness Day at Brayton Community.
A Stoner Awareness?
A Stoma Awareness.
Stoma.
Stoner Awareness. I'm there.
I think everyone's aware of stoners. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to Jackie and the Second Chance Stoma Awareness guys.
Shout out to Jackie.
Yeah, so what is this? These guys at the community centre, Brighton Community Centre?
Well, they're mainly based at Community House.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys at Community House are the only reason I get out of my flat nowadays. Because I've suffered from I locked myself away for about 20 years with PTSD. They've actually dragged me out, and then I started coming to open mics and started getting myself out.
Nice. Definitely
got to this point. So big shout out to the guys at Community House. And they also run Brighton Community Centre. And one of the charities at Community House is putting on an event on Saturday at Brighton Community Centre, starting at 11 o'clock.
I think I went to a Selby Creates or some creative day around the corner. They put an event on with food and drinks, and you met all the creative people that were doing stuff. It was a really cool day actually. I was a bit nervous about going. I'm not normally nervous about that kind of thing, but I don't know what to say to these people. And everyone comes in suits, and I'm just in scruffs as usual. But it was a really good day, and I met a dude from there. I really want to talk to him about putting on a centre stage for young people, because obviously we do stuff in bars, and bars don't want 15, 16-year-olds running around. But we want to do something
else
with
that I'm looking at doing. I mean, not just kids. I'm thinking of sort of care homes and so on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to set up a single-on sessions where either I'll go in and play a little acoustic set because they can't get out to the bars, or go in and play Summer Holiday, and she'll be coming around the mountain. We'll have a good little sing-song.
I did a few back in the day up in Barlby. They got a dementia home. I think it's dementia home up there. And a lass I used to know from the club I worked at. She ran it, and I did that. And they just love it. They didn't remember their names, but you sing a song from the 30s, 40s.
Does your Chris do it as well?
You used to, yeah.
You used to,
and and they just their foot start tapping. They remember the words. It's great. So I'll support you that however we can, just because it's sharp as anything we can do. We'll give you a hand however we can.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It'd be amazing. We'd be all up for that. It'd be awesome. So it's good to see you out. I'm glad you came out for this podcast. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
it must have been difficult for you, but
it's got a lot easier. You learn there's certain thing. Most of the time, the trouble with any sort of mental health thing is people don't talk about it enough.
No.
People are scared of admitting I've got a problem, and B, half the time you get misdiagnosed.
All the time.
God, how many years was I under the depression category?
Yeah.
Nobody's that complex.
The good thing is, we work closely with the Chrysalis.
Yeah. I've seen a few.
I've seen them at a few weekly on a Wednesday night. Shout out to Eddie Cunningham.
I think I know him myself. Met him
he's a really nice guy. Yeah. We had him come on the first centre stage that we did.
Of course, yeah.
And we obviously we like to promote it well. So obviously, if there's anybody that's suffering, or anybody that knows somebody that's suffering, just remember there's always somebody there to talk to.
Yeah, and as Rich said, we don't talk about it enough, so do try and talk about it, because I suffer myself.
We'll promote it as much as we can on here, on the podcast, while we're doing centre stage. So
so if there's any so if your community guys, if they want to come down or want us to promote anything, we're happy to promote anything that's charity related, and certainly anything to do with mental health that you want to promote, we'll be happy to do so.
Cool.
So with that in mind, any other gigs we got that we didn't get? We got to one gig and then we started chatting nonsense.
We got the centre stage.
There's a little something coming up on the 5th of August.
Oh, what's that?
The centre stage.
Oh, it's amazing! What a great name!
Yes.
Which obviously I'm really looking forward to.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, we can't wait, mate.
I love the venue. I've been a fan of the venue for a while.
Yeah, this venue is just amazing.
Yeah, we just saying the other day, we just could. If we could just take out this room and take it everywhere with us, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
We love it. It just looks so good.
And the girls that run it as well.
Yeah. Anna's cool.
Purposes of the video, Chris is just laid down on the floor there.
Flipping me the book.
And her finger will be played.
Rich is getting the finger.
Great, so
sounded wrong.
Thank you very much, everyone. Please check out Rich. He's told you all the stuff. His new website is there.
Quickly, any other gigs beyond the 5th of August booked in that you could maybe shout out?
Well, I know there's a bank holiday in August. I'm not exactly sure when I'm back at Castleford Tigers with Claire.
Oh wow, was that Claire Copeland sings?
Claire Copeland sings.
Shout out to Claire.
Big shout out to Claire. She's God save. I mean, I'm not sure what word I was going for there, but I've got about 5. Godsend, that's the one.
Life seems to have a good sort of like musical.
Well, I mean, just the fact that someone with her voice is willing to work with me just gives me so much confidence.
Nice.
It knows I must be doing something right, because sometimes you get criticism from certain people who's maybe you should take their opinion with a pinch of salt.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But it's easier said than done sometimes.
Sometimes you let it, it just gets in there and it niggles, yeah. But you got to ignore it, and we think you're great. That's why we got you on. So, what song are you going to do for us?
That's another interesting question. I've been thinking hard about that one. I think I'm going to do one. I probably won't be doing at the centre stage thing, but
okay.
I don't really get it out enough. It's one called Going Down.
What's it about? If you don't mind telling us.
It's kind of self-explanatory. It's a little story about someone who knows they're on the way down and decides to have a bit of fun before they go.
Okay, I like it. That's cool.
Nice.
Great stuff. Rich, thanks very much for coming, mate. We really appreciate it. Great chat to you. And,
always a pleasure, guys.
See you in a few
Always
weeks,
a pleasure.
Bro. Nice one.
All right.
Thanks very much.